Welcome to Voice Bootcamp, a global name in unified communication. In this chapter, we'll talk about class of service, a part of dial plan. Class of service consists of three different things: partitions, calling source space, and time of day routing. Partitions are used to block inbound calls to an extensions. By default, all extensions belongs to null partitions or none. Calling source space, on the other hand, is used to allow outbound call. CSS or calling source space contain list of partition a device can reach. CUCM will check the called party partition against the calling party CSS. If the CSS contains list partition in the list, the call will be allowed. Now by default, all device has null calling source space, which in return contains null partition. Thus, all device can reach all extensions by default. Here is a scenario of null partitions or none. 4 phones registered to call manager. Nothing else has been configured. So therefore, all the phones extension belong to null partition, and all the phones has a calling source space with a null calling source space assigned to it. So therefore, every phone can reach each other. Now let's assume I'm going to create a partition which blocks inbound communication unless the calling party has a CSS. So in this scenario, I have put phone C into partition C. So here is a partition C which is assigned to phone C. So therefore, because I have break the normal behavior of null partitioning and null calling source space, at this stage phone A can no longer dial phone C because phone A does not have a calling source space with partition C yet. Phone B or D belongs to partition B. So therefore, nobody can dial phone D either. Phone A and phone B belongs to same partition, partition A. But because the both phone belongs to same partition does not mean they can still dial each other. You still need the calling source space to dial. So because of the partition, phone A does not have a calling source space with partition A, therefore phone A cannot dial phone B. So calling source space allows you to list of partitions in an order. So the order of partition makes a difference as well. The partition on the top will be the first priority, then the partition on the second, and so and so. In this example, phone A contains a CSS with 2 partitions in it, partition A and partition B. Because of this, phone A will be able to dial phone B, which is right here.